Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah.
Yum.
What are we talking about today, my love?
So, if you've been looking at our last several videos, we've been sharing with you this book that Jeffrey and I are reading together, and we just wrapped up an awesome series on self-sabotage, so check that out. And now today's video is about mistaking lust for love.
Why would you ever do that?
Well,
Why would you want to mix those two up?
Well, I think they go hand in hand.
Well, I've always told you that, as you know. I think I've heard that before.
Right?
Yeah, they go hand in hand, but they aren't the same.
They aren't the same, and you can have either one without the other. So it's really important to distinguish the difference, right?
Yeah, well, let's do that then.
Okay. So I'm going to read this portion of the book that I think details it best, and I'll let you drive. So many people mistake lust and other strong feelings of desire for love. True love is what you give to someone without worrying about what you're getting back. You should be in a place where you have so much self-love, you're overflowing, so giving it is natural. If the recipient isn't at the same level, they'll be unable to reciprocate, which will cause stress on the relationship. This is a perfect example of someone trying to use the relationship to complete themselves. That doesn't work. It is not your issue. You already know how amazing you are. It is that they're currently not at the same inner stage. It may appear they have it all together and they're rejecting you, especially after what seemed like a bonding intimacy. Lust exists, but for the incomplete person, it's feeling a lack of feeling loved. This is an unhealthy driver in a relationship, as the incomplete person has yet to evolve and find their inner self-love, so timing is off. Love has to stem from within. If not, it cannot be given. They may simply not know it, or if they have known it before, they've let it go along the way, so no longer have it to give. Your focus is on giving love, yet at this time, the person you're pursuing is lacking, so they're unable to accept love. If, on the other hand, the person is overflowing and they have an overwhelming feeling of love and joy for everything, that's when you can both know love and have so much abundance. Again, timing is critical. Perhaps you run into each other 3 years after your first meeting when circumstances are different, when you're different, when you're so full of love and happiness and gratitude that you exude it. Then everything clicks. Remember, this must be present in both partners. So you hear a lot, often people, high school sweethearts will come back together after so many years, right?
Right, yeah, you do hear that a lot. So I don't want to say obviously, but most people aren't ready in high school. They may be too immature.
Most people aren't.
Yeah, right. Maybe not in the self-love category, but just in life in general. You got to go find yourself. What do you want to do?
Right.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Right. There are rare cases. I just want to do a shout out to Amanda. If you're watching, I know that she's a subscriber, and she married her high school sweetheart and has a family with him, and I think that's so super cool. As do our younger daughters. Her boyfriend's parents started dating.
Oh yeah, we know lots.
At 15.
Yeah, we know lots. It's like when you find the right person and you're ready, it doesn't matter the age realistically.
Right.
Right. As long as you both are, I guess, when I say mature enough on your path about yourself, if you're full of self-love and you're ready to give, you're 100% into the relationship. But I think we do hear from a lot of people out here on this channel and then just in life that are looking to try to figure things out. I'm talking to someone right now, back and forth, an old friend, and it seems like they're always looking for someone to kind of complete them, and that's very hard to do. I mean, you really have to be complete in your own right. We just did all this stuff on twin flames, and I'm seeing all the responses come back, and pretty much unanimous people that get this. You have to be whole yourself. So two twin flames coming together aren't two halves. You're two whole individuals coming together, right? And that's what a lot of people wonder, like, oh, I'm only half until I find this other person. It's not the way it works. You've got to be good yourself first. I mean, it's like, I don't know about you, but no one really wants to take on baggage. There are people that love to just fix things all the time and love to just work on problems.
Yeah.
That's not me, and I don't think that's most people on the planet. It's like, who wants to work on a problem every day?
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. And, in this particular case, you may have been in this situation where you're not feeling complete. You meet somebody, it's extremely passionate, right? The attraction is so magnetic, yet one of you is not fully at a stage of being able to accept that kind of love. So this lust, this, sort of sexual drive and fulfillment is often mistaken for love, because the person that isn't complete has this sense of, well, he or she, must love me. They're completing me because, we have this magnetic passion together. And that can be the case when both people are complete. Absolutely. And I can tell you after 29 years that, we're lucky enough to have that kind of love and passion even greater than when we met, which is almost impossible to think of, because the second that we saw each other, it was major sparks. The second time, not the first. But with all that said, I think it's, really important to distinguish. If this is you, if you know that you are not 100% at your self-love capacity and overflowing, and you're in a relationship and you think it's love and it's lust, it will not last. And in the end, either you'll self-sabotage it because you know it won't last, or the other person will eventually get tired of the relationship because the sexual piece is there, but the rest is not, because you're not going to project that sense of, confidence, and all of a sudden you're going to start getting very insecure about a lot of things, right?
Well, it's just such a small part of it. It's an important part, but it's a small part. I mean, at the end of the day, there's so much more in a relationship. There's so much more intricacies in making it work, right?
Absolutely.
So that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, nobody else can complete you. You need to show up to the relationship complete. And if you're not, and you're in a relationship and you think this is the one because it's so passionate, I would just suggest to think again and really maybe even step outside the relationship for a little bit before it gets ruined, and say, I just need some time to work on myself. Really like you, but I need some time to work on myself. I think the other person would really look at you like, wow, I really respect that person. Instead of, if you stay into it and all of your insecurities start coming out, you're going to push them away instead of pull them closer.
Okay.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the nest at Copper Mountain.
Thanks, guys. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Click off up top here. Or actually, I don't have the subscription up there anymore, the videos. So it's down in the corner of this video or in our channel. You can go subscribe there. Thank you. Love to have you guys on board.
Peace out.